guys may already know, I love a good hybrid. I love the creativity and just being able to sort of step out of those boundaries and try to find something that's truly unique, that smells different, helps you stand out a little bit more, a great conversation starter. I love it. I love just seeing how things can mesh well together and become sometimes an entirely different scent. I love the trial and error aspect of it, of trying this, trying that, seeing what worked and what doesn't. And here is a recent hybrid that I received from King Fragrances. This is called Sailing in Sicily. This particular fragrance has two fragrances, Xerjoff NAXOS and BOADICEA the Victorious Aqua Sapphire. Let's get into this. Got a nice color juice on here, like a nice pale sort of yellowish color on here. Gonna kick out a lot of juice from that atomizer. Got a really nice amount of coverage on the hand here. Oh man, this just came in the mail, so letting this sit for a couple weeks, this is probably just going to get better and better. Looking at the notes with this fragrance, you got pineapple, rum, Havana, saffron. You have lavender, bergamot, honey, lemon, cinnamon, casmirin, musk, May rose, an additional saffron note, jasmine sambar, tobacco leaf, tonka bean, amber, sandalwood, moss, as well as vanilla. Refresh this one more time, and it's just that dance that's going on in this fragrance is really well done. You're gonna get some freshness, some tanginess that's gonna be sort of dancing and going back and forth and meshing well, but also competing with that sort of gourmand honey, lemon, cinnamon, and tobacco. You're gonna get like this back and forth dance between those, as well as that vanilla. So it's so interesting the way that this pans out. You're gonna get sort of a bright and energetic opening, something that almost comes off like a violet, slightly medicinal from the NAXOS. It's gonna be really bright, and then that creamy sort of sweetness from the Aqua Sapphire is gonna come in and join in with that. And so that sharpness that I would normally get from that what feels like a violet opening would become a bit more blunted, a bit more muted. It won't be as sharp, becomes a bit more round and like a bit more well-rounded in the way that it's perceived. You're gonna get those spices and everything, that tobacco, cinnamon vibe from the NAXOS, paired in with that creamy bluish green, almost aquatic, airy sort of a vibe from Aqua Sapphire, and it just comes in and mixes and meshes in perfectly. Getting a nice rum and pineapple combo coming in and sort of dials down some of the other components in NAXOS, but at the same time it doesn't get rid of its character. It doesn't get rid of that NAXOS DNA. It's still there, and it just sort of churns. It just sort of kind of counteracts and works together at the same time, getting a nice deep and warm spice. And I feel like that warmth is sort of highlighted with a lot of the components from that Aqua Sapphire. Such a beautifully done hybrid. I love the way that this smells. You're gonna be getting various spiced and sweetnesses from various places in this fragrance. You're gonna be getting some spice from the cinnamon, from the tobacco leaf, from the tonka bean, a little bit from the amber. Those are going to come in. The tonka bean is going to add a little bit of sweetness. The amber may add a little bit as well. A little bit of a cleanness to it as well. The bergamot, that lavender, is going to join in with that slightly clean vibe from that amber as well. A lot of the floral components in this fragrance don't really show forth and show themselves as loudly. Like I said, I just get that medicinal sort of violet-like behavior in that initial opening. After that, it sort of dials down. One thing I love about this fragrance is that tangy sort of component with that lemon hitting that honey, and then that honey hitting that vanilla and hitting that cinnamon, that tobacco. I think that's super unique. It gives like this nice sort of saturated, and then a tanginess hits it, causing that to just have a really decadent sort of a vibe coming off to the nose. You're gonna get some aquatic aspects coming here from the pineapple, from the bergamot, from the oak moss, and then the musk is gonna come and work right alongside that oak moss, giving it a musky, aquatic kind of a feel. The rum honestly comes up a lot more along with some of the spices in NAXOS. You're gonna notice it stand out a little bit more as you get further and further into that dry down. And the Divana note is gonna work perfectly alongside that lemon and that honey as well, coming in as sort of balsamic and green. So far, I can easily see this being a staple in my collection. Love Aqua Sapphire on its own, love NAXOS on its own, and was very interested in seeing how these two panned it out together. And so far, doesn't disappoint. Just a beautiful, creamy, bluish green, tangy, sweet, airy, but warm, spiced, honey, lemon, tangy, tobacco, graham cracker-ish like vibe from NAXOS. This is just a wonderful fragrance. It kind of leans away from being a gourmand with that aquatic aspect to it, but it still has this really just sort of decadent vibe about it that I find to be irresistible. Once again, that is Sailing in Sicily by King Fragrances. I will drop the link in the description for that fragrance so you guys can go and check it out and be able to get your nose on it. This fragrance it's really good. Like I said, I'm going to give this a couple weeks and just let it sort of mature a little bit, let it settle down, and we'll come back to this one again. But I can easily see this one becoming a have-to fragrance in my collection. And that is it for this video, you guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I will catch you guys soon.